Brilliant ideas can be implemented. EuroMaint Rail makes it possible. EuroMaint Rail brings your ideas to life. They were the flagships of high-speed rail in Austria for over 3 decades, the legendary 4010 series. However, ongoing modernization meant that these rail cars gradually became out of date, and in 2008 they were withdrawn from service completely. In Delitzsch, a new era is dawning that will breathe new life into this classic model. RDC has commissioned EuroMaint Rail to modernize passenger carriages according to the latest, most modern standards. This is a major modernization project that is in the safe hands of the full-service provider EuroMaint Rail. Over 30 years of service on long-distance routes had left their mark. The carriages were dismantled back to their stripped-down states on the interior and exterior to see how the decades had treated the original structure. EuroMaint Rail specialists carried out a comprehensive as-is analysis of the existing equipment beforehand. First, the carriage bodies were removed from their bogies. Rail transport is becoming increasingly demanding. To keep up with modern requirements, the bogies had to be completely overhauled and modified with new components in certain cases. After all, they will have to travel at higher speeds in the future. The wheel sets also had to be overhauled for this purpose. At our plant, the wheel set axles and wheels were tested for cracks using the most modern methods. If the required specifications were not achieved, the original parts were overhauled or replaced. The result of this step was a new old bogie that could go back into service. Standards were high back then, and they are even higher today. The base frame of the old 4010 series had to be completely remodeled. Higher speeds meant that new brake systems were necessary. Safety components such as brakes also had to be overhauled. Today's electrical systems have to be capable of more than just providing interior lighting. Any old air conditioning equipment, if existent, had to be replaced. After all, passengers should be able to enjoy every comfort in the future. New paintwork makes this train more attractive than ever before. Significant work went into preparing the 30-year-old carriages for their new livery. The old paintwork that had characterized the 4010 series for years was removed. Surfaces with rust were repaired, and then the entire carriage went into the paint shop. The result was a plum-colored carriage in its stripped-down state, ready to be equipped with modern fittings. A feature of modern rail travel is that passengers expect the highest possible levels of comfort. For this reason, EuroMaint Rail uses the latest components for both exterior and interior fittings. In line with our made-to-measure philosophy, all interior fitting elements are custom-made at our workshops. Partitions and new wall claddings are made in our carpentry workshop. The old seats were overhauled in our upholstery workshop to improve comfort and recovered with the new color scheme. We also had to ensure that the design of interior spaces, including WC cubicles, takes account of the needs of the disabled. It was even possible to completely recondition the old WC facilities in-house in our specialist workshop. This project represented a particular challenge to our electrical specialists. Lighting, new requirements for modern pantographs, and special passenger comfort features. Alongside an LED display for seat reservations, every seat also has its own power socket for a laptop. After all, this 6-carriage train will offer Wi-Fi to passengers in the future. The old windows were also overhauled at our plant and reused on the new reconditioned train set. Even though the modernized 4010 series will be drawn by a separate locomotive and will not have its own traction unit as in the past, it is nonetheless already a real eye-catcher when in service. After being modernized at our plant, the passenger carriages then had to prove that they fulfill the safety requirements of the new decade. Alongside numerous internal test procedures, the carriages also had to pass a comprehensive series of safety-related tests. The overhauled carriages were carefully tested at Deutsche Bahn's safety testing facilities in Minden in North Rhine-Westphalia. Every carriage in the train set had to pass the demanding test and certification procedure to ensure that passengers will be able to travel safely and comfortably in the future. Detailed project planning and excellent work in modern railway mechanical engineering have brought the old 4010 series back into service. Thanks to EuroMaint Rail, this train will make railway routes in Europe even more unique and will help to write a new chapter in this piece of rail history. This is EuroMaint Rail, a network in motion.